Hello, thanks for tuning in. So the reason I'm doing this series of videos, short videos by the way, is because we have definitely in the captive space entered a new era. I say that in the beginning, Captive 1.0, that was the period of time where people were saying, what is a captive? How does this work? Is this here to stay kind of thing? That's going back a ways. But now we're into Captive 2.0, which is, okay, definitely captives are here to stay. Who's the best program manager and what should I be looking for? And so that's the real reason I'm putting this series of videos together, is to help brokers mainly, and employers that want to watch, but mainly brokers do what they are, try to do in their jobs, do the best they possibly can. And that is helping their clients figure out the best course of action going forward, which option is the best in terms of the captives that are out there and the program managers. And so how do you know the differences? And that's the point of everything that I'm going to do in these videos, is to spell out some of the differences. And I think it is important to note too that we started at Everlong Captive, me going back a ways, started our first program in January 2010. So 14 plus years later, there's a lot up here that I'm going to try to get out to you to help you do your job better, and also really just set the stage going forward so that you know how to evaluate things as they come your way. And so as I go back, just to be clear here, it's important that you know in this space, as far as the major program managers that are out there, I think I'm still the only one that is a founder that was a broker. And so I grew up at Gallagher, learned the trade, started my own agency in 2008, went out on my own, was successful. Praise God that it all worked out the way it did. Ended up selling that, but inside the, and so I'm not a broker anymore, sold that to agency, but inside the agency is where we started our first captive sell. And so, so differentiators then really are structural. And I think it's important for you to know that as I was going along and basically building Everlong Captive inside my agency, every time I had to make a decision about what should we do structurally, I was always thinking about it in terms of what would a broker like? And I knew what that was because I was a broker. So that's all kind of been playing out over time here. And so really the main thing I wanted to cover today to kind of dovetail into that is results, and because that's really all that counts. I mean, we've all as brokers been in situations where you've heard vendors talk about their thing and you're like, I don't know if that's real or not. And because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is how does this turn out for my client and the result that you get. And so, we've been in this space, like I said, since 2010, and there's a lot of program managers now that have been around for a while. And I think the main thing to ask them is, okay, maybe you got a lot of groups, maybe you don't, whatever else, but how's it going? What are the numbers like? And so I would just give you an idea, like our average renewal over the course of our 14 years is a minus 3.2 on the stop loss premium. So minus 3.2. Now that's after you net out the premium return. So premium renewals are generally around 5%. You net out the premium return, you get to negative 3.2, which is also an important factor. If a program manager is saying to you, oh gosh, we gave, give back 8% of the premium last year. Well, okay, that's fine. But what was the renewal? If the renewal was, 23%, then you really, you're only at a 15 because, you net that out. But so it's the two things have to combine. And so if you don't get great results from your program manager, then what's the point? So that's, so how do you get those great results from, and from my standpoint, it's for us, at least it's been because we made all the right decisions around transparency, which I'm going to get into quite a bit in a later video, but transparency. And then also just knowing the right things to do to make it work well so that brokers and employers can understand it. So you have to get the results. And the other reason besides structurally that we're getting the results, that I was a broker, that the other reason is mainly that we're exclusive. Okay, I know there's a lot of program managers out there that all they talk about is, oh, we got a lot of groups. Well, it doesn't matter if you've got a lot of groups and they're not good performing groups. You just got a big blob of groups. And what different is that than being fully insured? I don't know. So, I think that what we decided to do is we're just going to work with groups and brokers that are willing to do cost containment measures to contribute to the good of the whole captive. And so then we get the results, the negative 3.2 in the stop loss premium over 14 years is our average. And on the claims, we're negative 2% year over year, not aggregate factors, but actual claims. And that's because we work with brokers and employers that are willing to do cost containment, and we put them in, and if they're not willing, we don't work with them. So we're not one of those program managers that take anybody with a heartbeat, because that's how you end up with bad performing groups and bad renewals, which is, bad results. So anyways, that's the number one thing I wanted to get across in this video is if you don't have the results, then what's the point? And we are definitely into Captive 2.0. You should be asking every program manager you're talking to, so how's it going? What are the numbers? You've had plenty of time to do this. How's it working out? So on that front, as far as results, now you know the difference.